Kevin Durant was recently on Bonta and Papa's show on 95.7 The Game for Media Day, and he answered a question about potentially being Defensive Player of the Year one day. He said, you know they're not going to give me anything. Even if it's on the fence, I have to be clear-cut better than everybody for me to even get a look. It's just pure hate for me, obviously, and no appreciation for my real skill for the game. But I get it, I understand it, where we're coming from. I understand what we have here in the building, and that scares everybody. Again, that was Kevin Durant responding to potentially one day becoming Defensive Player of the Year. Now, Kevin Durant's defense has improved tremendously. Last season, it was on full display. And there was a point in the season last year where I did think he had a chance at Defensive Player of the Year. And the year before that, before he got injured, he had a chance. So I'm not trying to take anything away from KD. Defensive Player of the Year is not out of the realm, but I will say this. In my opinion, I don't get mad. Like, when Kevin Durant joined Golden State, as a fan of the game, I was upset at first. But I stepped back from being a fan, and I looked at this as an unbiased reporter. I don't get mad at Kevin Durant for doing what was best for him, his career, and everything else. Going to Golden State, now he's a two-time champion and a two-time Finals MVP. You know, and he's probably going to be 3 times in both of those in about 1 calendar year, right? So about 8 to 10 months in June. I'm not mad at Kevin Durant for doing that anymore. I don't, you know, it was best for his career, and we can't get mad at it. They didn't break any rules. They did everything right. I ain't mad at it. But I want Kevin Durant to realize this. Though I can't control where you decide to play basketball, as a fan and a reporter, I do control this, the narratives, right? So you decided to join up with a team that was they were already an NBA champion. They were 4 points away from being 2-time NBA champions. They beat you after you had them up 3-1 when KD was on the Thunder. You guys had them up 3-1. They came back and beat y'all in 7 games. You decided to join a team that, just call it what it is. They didn't need you, right? They were on par with Cleveland as is, and they were going to be battling for the next. I believe if KD doesn't join Golden State, I believe Cleveland wins 1 more championship and Golden State might have won more, right? It would have been close. So I believe right now it would be a split, 2 championships apiece for each team. You decided to join Golden State, KD, and for that, as a fan and a reporter, I take you out of certain considerations. To me, you can never be the MVP of the regular season. Now, you'll get your finals MVPs, but I can no longer tell if you're a Defensive Player of the Year or MVP or any other award because you're on this stacked team. Your assignments night in and night out are much easier. If you and LeBron are in the race for MVP, let's switch it over to MVP, right? And last year, LeBron was on Cleveland. Hell, this year he's on Los Angeles. Tremendously less talent than what you have in Golden State. I'm going to give LeBron the edge because he's doing it with a lot less. You might be the best defender in the game or have a Defensive Player of the Year-like season. I no longer can tell, KD. And that's why I don't consider him the best player in the game. If Kawhi comes out this season and plays at the level that he played when he was last healthy for San Antonio about 2 years ago, I'm going to give the edge to Kawhi Leonard as second best player in the game. Reason being, he's doing it with less. Toronto's a good team, but it's less than what Golden State has. I'm rewarding people for doing it with less. I'm sorry. Again, KD's going to have probably 3 or 4 rings, depending on how long he decides to stay in Golden State. When it's all said and done, maybe you have 5 or 6. But as a fan and reporter, I get to take your name off certain considerations. You did this. This is the way you want to affect your legacy. You want rings over individual stats. Nothing's wrong with that. Probably is the better way to go, right? Your name gets cemented in forever. That way we can never take those championships away from you. But as a fan, I'm going to look at it and be like, okay, yo, those stats are cool. He made some great blocks at the rim, but he already has a guy in Draymond Green who's also in consideration for Defensive Player of the Year. He's got Steph. Clay's a good defender. Steph's got a high basketball IQ. So though he might not be physically one of the better point guards in the league from a defensive standpoint because he's so little and he's not the strongest guard in the league, Steph knows what's going on defensively on the court. He knows where to be, what not to do. He knows, right? Clay's a really good defender. Draymond. Then you had JaVale McGee last year, and you got better this year. We got DeMarcus Cousins coming back at some point. I'm sorry, KD. I just can't give you those awards. You took yourself out of the running. I don't think anyone's hating on you. You're probably one of the most, look, in the real world, you're one of the most beloved players in this game. Your talent is respected. On the internet, they hate you. But this, in real life, people respect your game. Like the circles that I roll with, we can't do nothing but show love and admiration for Kevin Durant. probably one of the top 3 most talented guys I've ever seen play this game. But in regards to awards and stuff and accolades, look, you just got to call it what it is. You'll get yours with championships. That's your end-all be-all. Individual statistics, you gave up that right when you decided to join Golden State. That's my opinion on it. And I don't know how Kevin Durant can refute that or be upset at that. You're getting yours with rings, right? I think with KD, he wanted these championships, and now he's getting them, and he realizes that's not going to do it for him. It's not going to do it for him. It's not fulfilling enough. That's the only reason why I believe there's a very high chance KD leaves Golden State. In regards to self-happiness, he's going to have 3 rings at the age of 30, 31. It's not doing it for him. He probably thought this feeling would be a lot better. It's like getting rich and realizing money isn't everything. The championships are not everything. He'll much rather want to succeed with less or be the guy, clear-cut guy on the championship team now. He's going to have the rings. Why not take that risk with his career? And then at that point, if you join another team, maybe, just maybe, you can be in much stronger consideration for awards like Defensive Player of the Year and even MVP for the regular season. I'm out.